So after The Legend of Korra gave us a bigger picture about the world of Avatar, there's something I realize about this, and that is the concept of being the Avatar is hypocritical. So let's bring this back a bit. We all know that the Avatar is the only person who can learn all four elements and reincarnates through multiple generations to bring balance to the world, but what is balance in this context? And the one backstory found in Season 2 of The Legend of Korra sheds some light on this answer, but not in the way you would think when you think about this quote.
Gravely mistaken. I was keeping him under control.
You see, we all know that the Avatar is a vessel for Raava, but Raava's quote is that she was keeping him under control, not keeping him in balance. And if you think about Raava's actions, she doesn't care about balance. She wasn't trying to evenly distribute Vatu's influence throughout the world along with her own. It was only about her presence being the dominant one. I mean, let's think about one of the scariest moments in Avatar history, which was Uncle Iroh yelling, but it was mainly about keeping balance. You can't just have one present be the dominant one or it's gonna throw the world out of balance. However, when we go back to Raava's actions, it's never about balance. It's never about it being even. It's only about her winning. So how is it only balance when Raava wins, but it's not when Vatu wins? I mean, Raava certainly had no objections or no conversations to be had with the Avatar about taking an essential element of the universe and making sure it's not a part of the universe anymore. That does not sound like balance to me. Just remember, Raava and Vatu does not represent good and evil, as those are subjective concepts. They represent light and peace for Raava and chaos and darkness for Vatu. So just because Raava is light and peace doesn't mean she's good, and I don't think her intentions are good, just making sure peace is the dominant force in the universe. So when an Avatar claims that they're bringing balance to the world, I think that's nothing more but a facade pushed on by Raava and honestly human perception. Humans think when you're in a time of peace or a utopia-like society that everything's right with the world, but when you peel back the layers, who's really gonna want to scrub the toilets in a utopia? And to be clear, I don't blame any Avatar for not realizing this, not Korra, Aang, or anybody. It's just that they've been indoctrinated into this way of thinking for 10,000 years, that simply and only having light and peace means the world is at balance. Now, the only question that remains is, what's the result? Just like how when the moon spirit was taken out, there was an immediate result that the world was taken out of balance. So what is the consequences for taking Vatu out of the picture? The answer is this. Simply fate itself somehow put the most tyrannical, evil person in the position of a dictatorship on a world conquest. Fate itself put probably the most overpowered non-Avatar person in the world in a position of political power, with the ability to remove what makes the Avatar the Avatar. All of these seemingly random acts of chaos is what I believe the world's response is to not having Vatu's influence within it. And honestly, Unalaq was the closest person to nailing the concept of balance, because if the world would have had an Avatar and a Dark Avatar present at the same time, that would have been much more closer to balance. But just like the Avatars, he was most likely influenced by Vatu to just try to destroy Raava. Because remember, Raava and Vatu are neither concerned with balance, they just want to win.